Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to bring up though was the update on the family support, man. That was video. I feel like I think the last podcast did really well because not only because you was on it, but the things you were talking about, I think it was relatable. People not getting no support from their family and their pops and their mom, Dukes and stuff like that. Because I was even looking at the comments and there's a lot of people were saying like they can relate to that type of back and forth and mental stress.
So I moved out.
Oh, my nigga done grown up. My nigga grown up.
You know what I'm saying?
My nigga grown up.
You know what I'm saying? So I was.
Start from the top?
I'm gonna start from. I'm a.
Yeah, we start from the top.
I tried to rewind sound effect. I guess I'm not that good at editing. All right, so January 6th or something.
Okay.
So I pull up to my house. I was talking to a girl at the time.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to do it. And then she called me and I was like, she's like, you got this, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. Cause no, cause I wasn't going to do it. I was going to keep waiting and waiting and waiting. I get in the house. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this shit. I'm like, hi, nigga, she was motivating. Like, I ain't saying what she said. Like, she didn't
put
just
that
say,
battery in your back.
She didn't just say, go do that.
Yeah, she put that battery in your back.
She's speaking for like,
Poach in the back, got you running up.
Yeah.
You
So, I get in the house. I'm like, Dad. Like, who the fuck is you? Nah, I wasn't saying like that, but I was saying
I get you. You was amped up.
Yeah, I was amped up. I get in the house. I lose all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared at this point. But then my dad calls me to the office. And then I was like, maybe I'm meant to do this. Like, maybe I'm like, at this point, I might as well tell him. So my dad was like, what's the situation on school? Because I wasn't at the time not going back because of COVID. That was my excuse because I didn't want to do online school or whatever. Yeah. So I just go out and say, no, I don't want to do it. First, his first reaction is 2 hours, 3 hours go by. He's trying to convince me to go back to school. And then I said no, like pretty much after all that, because you can't really talk. You can't really talk. You can't talk over a Nigerian parent. You just gotta like.
Nah, yeah.
If you do, it turned 2 hours to 4 hours. Like you trying to like add.
You took that 3 hours to save from 6.
Yeah. So then he was like, all right, you're going to have to pay your phone bill. Like, I was already paying my phone bill, but he's like, you got to pay your phone bill, car insurance, and some of it said pay rent in this house. Like, probably like 500 or 400, something like that. Rent, And I was like, nah. I'm cool with paying my car insurance, cool with paying my phone bill. I'm already paying it. And then he's like, $500 a month at the house. I'm like, no. Because I was like, I'm good off that. I just rather move, because if I'm going to pay that much and I'm still under your like house rules and everything like that, I'm like, I might as well not even. Yeah. First, he was just like kind of like confused, like what went wrong. He got angry, and then he got understanding. And then when I moved out, I remember it was my mom's birthday. My little sister, she bakes cakes. Me and my older sister got a cake from my mom. And my little sister made. So we go to the house. My little sister greet me. My stepmom greet me. But my dad in his office. I'm like, what? I just go in there and I said, hey, how you doing, Dad? He's on his phone. I mean, he's a real estate agent. Yeah. So if he's on the computer, I understand. Like, he might be typing an email. But you can, step out the office for a second and say, if you're on the phone, then I understand. Like, okay, he's busy right now. He's talking to a potential potential client. So it's like, but then he says, hey, how you doing, Chris? Goes back on his phone. Yeah. I'm like, okay. So like the week prior, I said I was going to spend the week in March, and like just spend the whole week, hang out with my little sister, and my dad and my stepmom could just go on a date or something, like, whatever. Like, I'm just there in the house helping out, blah blah blah. When I went to the house and I like saw that energy, I was like, I don't want to talk to you, blah blah blah. And like, I just don't. After that, I was like, I ain't even text my stepmom, I ain't text my little sister, I ain't text them. I was just like, I don't want nothing to do with any of y'all. Like, it's just, I was like, I ain't want to deal with this. So then I was at the mall with my sister, and he's just talking about my dad, and he's like, we don't want to, you know, just completely ignore, because he's been in our lives and everything, and we don't want days to go by and we didn't hear him, and then we just lose that relationship with him completely, and then something bad happens to him, and then now you hate yourself kind of, because you're like, damn, all this time passed by and you didn't even talk to your, you know. Yep. So, you know, I text him, said, how are you, how's life, blah blah, and, you know, he sent me like a long paragraph. I missed you, you know, being in my house, blah blah blah. I hope everything is well, everything like that. But I mean, it made my week, made my day. That's the, you know, the update so far. You feel me? I probably won't be completely in his life, but I still want to be present. Like,
for sure,
he doesn't really know about everything I do.
That may be part of why he doesn't, because he's trying to comprehend why you would make that much of that brash of a decision. In his mind, it is, but he doesn't know the full scope of everything that's happening.
Is there a reason why you haven't told him?
He would see a different person, you know, like, not like of me in the videos or whatever.
But what he would see, though, I mean, you know, honestly, he would see a man, though. That's what he would see.
Nah. I mean,
he said nah.
What I'm speaking on is like he'll see his child handling business.
No, it will like be. My parents call me about stuff all the time. I always tell her to stop though. Like when we did that podcast with the porn star. And she's like, yeah, she didn't say what specifically what, she was like, sometimes the stuff you be posting, like, you gotta chill. What do you mean specifically though? And she's like, oh, I don't know, just like, but she didn't say it specifically, but it came right after we did that podcast.
But Chris doesn't do anything crazy though.
By your standards though, to his parents it's gonna be crazy. But the reality is you're literally helping build, and you own part of a very fucking relevant and thriving business. So
but see, that's the reason why I would say he would see a man. Because even though throughout all the things he may disagree with what you may be doing, I think your impact and what you're doing at your age is still undeniable. And I think even though there may be some disagreements, what I've learned is the quickest way that most of my family members, if they didn't respect me as a man, the only way I knew that they were going to start seeing me in that light is when I just did things and handled myself accordingly. What I'm saying is that he might view you in a sense of like, I mean, even though I may disagree with how you doing your thing, you're still doing what you're doing. You're doing what you love. You're successful at it. You're great at it. And even though he may disagree with what it is, I mean, there should be a level of respect that should come with it. And I think, if anything, you should be looking forward to that aspect of it.
Yeah. I'm glad you were smart enough to, like, at least, you know, reach back out, because that has to be fucking annoying. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's a full circle. My dad was controlling, like, not my dad. His dad was, you know, controlling, blah blah blah. Like, my dad moved to America, and like stopped hitting my dad up.
So he understands like exactly the position you're in, or he should at least.
Like, it's a complete full circle. Like, literally, like, and my dad stopped talking to his dad, and then he died, and my dad, like, you know, hates that, like, he wasn't, you know.
Yeah, that's important, man. You don't want to lose that. But also, like, you shouldn't also lose time on your life, because you want to do shit too.
For sure.
And it's like, you could always go back to school. You could defer, take years off, and just try some. You will never in your life have another time to just try shit the way you can right now. Won't happen. So it's like,
I'm trying to learn to multitask. I want to be able to do more than two things. Like,
I feel like you mean to say focus though, because multitask is the opposite. Multitasking is like doing more than one thing.
What is your problem?
You good?
I see the funniest thing on World Star.
we having a real conversation. Niggas on World Star.
Hey, because it got real serious for a moment, so I want to calm down, get all my funny out.
I mean, shit, like Davis, he not only a YouTuber, he a drug dealer.
What?
And it's just like, he's able to do.